I can't remember the NRC inspector's name. I don't know if you remember it, but there was a particular NRC inspector who went to the Met about the potassium iodide. He had done all this research, and he tried to get the NRC to recommend that this was out there and to put it out there and to get it in every town near a nuclear plant. And because they didn't want to alarm, and this is like 20 years ago,
Yeah.
They fired him, didn't they, at first, I think?
Oh, they put him in a corner office for the rest of his career.
Yeah, and didn't let, but he really was a whistleblower in bringing this issue forward, and I'm sorry I can't remember his name off the top of my head, but I really commend his effort.
Well, so far now with this, we're learning that the emergency planning was so bad in Japan that the treatment of the people, that politics went above the concern for the health and safety of the people, and that this was definitely augmented by the oversight agency, NISA, right?
NISA.
NISA, N-I-S-A. And now, when you were there, Arnie, were the people aware of all of this when you were speaking to the audiences there, or what?
Well, when I talked to the Japanese Press Club about the close association between Tokyo Electric and their own legislature, there were a lot of smiling, nodding faces. They all recognize that Tokyo Electric is the big dog, and the legislature does what Tokyo Electric wants. You know, the other example is in compensation of victims, which the Greenpeace report talks about as well. They don't have Price-Anderson, which is the nuclear insurance policy here in the United States, where utilities have very little to lose if there's a nuclear accident. Right now, all of Tokyo Electric is on the hook and is likely to be nationalized. But Tokyo Electric doesn't want that to happen, and they're pushing really hard within the legislature to get cash infusions from the state without being nationalized. But the reason they're hemorrhaging is because they've got thousands and tens of thousands of people who need these payments. And yet a lot of them, after 6 months out of their home, they're given a token $1,000 payment to try to make up for the losses.
And they have to sign legally that they will never come after any additional money, that they accept the $1,000 as payment covering all their damages. And these are people, families, who have had these farm properties. You know, like Vermonters, they're connected to their land. They've had these farm properties for 7 generations, and they've lost their farms. People are talking about, some people in the Japanese government are saying, oh, they'll be back in 30 to 40 years after the cleanup. But you have to take the half-lives. It's 300 to 400 years before this land will be livable again and usable.
And these are the people that had to be evacuated, and also people who evacuated themselves.
Right.
Right.
And they're in a different position also.
Well, if you evacuated yourself, there's no compensation. They're basically saying, that's your problem, you didn't have to go. And the ones that did evacuate have to fill out a 60-page form and attach receipts to get any compensation at all. So clearly, you know, there's no, at the end of the day, the average Japanese is going to never be compensated for the accident. The other piece of Japanese law is